Hi guys, it's Kai here and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a speed build. I say that probably every time, but it seems like I go a long time in between building stuff, or like I'll go on a building spree and then be like, okay, I'm over this, and then I don't build for like 2 months. But also, speaking of, I built this house probably like 2 to 3 months ago. Well, whenever Seasons came out, that's when I built this. So how long has that been? That's been a while. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it. Okay, let's see. Google. When did the Sims? There we go. Sims 4 Seasons come out. Okay, when did it come out? June. Okay, June. And what month are we in? This is December. June. That was 6 months ago. I didn't build this like right when it came out, so maybe it's been like 3 or 4 months. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Wait. Can I tell when I recorded this? I don't think I can tell. I can tell when I took the pictures. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. I built this in September. Okay, September. Early September. September, October, November, and now it's the end of December. Yeah, 4 months ago. Wow, I suck. Oh my gosh. So I built this 4 months ago when I was on that kick of building a whole bunch of houses for my, what is it called? My save file. That's why I said in like my first video, like I'm not really announcing that I'm building a save file just because I knew it was going to take me a really, really long time to do. And clearly it is. It's been probably like 6 or so months since I technically started, and I've only built maybe 3 or 4 houses, which is okay because it's just basically kind of like a side project to give me a reason to build, because if I don't have any inspiration for building, I'm not into it. And I think that's why this house took me so long, just because I had an inspiration picture, but it wasn't like a picture that had a lot of detail, and there wasn't like extra pictures for me to go off of. It was just one picture. I really liked the way the front of the house looked, so I just kind of like rolled with it. But I also took a really long time with this build, and it's not a huge build, but it's also like not the smallest build, so it's not something that normally would have taken me very long to do. But for some reason I just felt like working really slow on this. And plus also I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with it, because I already had the Sims that are going to be living in this house. I already knew them, so I was trying to cater the house to, one, fit it in this neighborhood, because this is, what lot is this? Hold on, I have my handy dandy paper. So this is, I don't know the name of it. We're still in Willow Creek, by the way. Wow, I'm really bad at this. We're in Willow Creek. We're still in that little like starter neighborhood. I've already done 2 houses in there. I did a starter, a base game starter. I did that. And then I also did a house that has a man. I was going to call him a husband, a man with his son. I have that. And then I have this house, which is still in that same neighborhood. It's the biggest lot in this neighborhood. So I kind of wanted it to be the biggest house in this neighborhood, because in my mind, this family that lives here, one, the husband is a doctor, the wife is an artist, and then they have a teenage daughter. But in my mind, one, the doctor is successful, and 2, the artist wife is successful. But also I was thinking that maybe this was like a family house that one of them grew up with and they inherited it. And then also, now that they have a little bit more money, they didn't want to give up the house or like the neighborhood because they really liked it. So they, like, now that they have all this money, or like inherited money or something, they added on and they like updated the house and whatnot. So that's what was going on in my mind. So I know this house doesn't fit in that kind of like starter home vibe, but this lot never fit in that, thing anyway, because I wrote down that it was 65,000 simoleons and had 3 Sims in it. So I was like, that's kind of pricey for a starter neighborhood, but whatever. I'm out of breath. Why am I out of breath? But yeah, so that was basically kind of like the idea for this one. And it also took me, like I said before, it took me a long time because I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I didn't go in knowing what style I wanted or like what I wanted it to look like. I just had a general idea of what I wanted the outside to look like. So when I got on the inside, I might have cut this out, but you might see it. I spent a lot of time just like sitting and staring at the house, trying to figure out like what the heck I wanted to do with it, and like trying to make it work without making it look silly, but also sticking with like the style of this neighborhood, because Willow Creek is very like New Orleans type style, and I wanted this first neighborhood to really still hold true to that. I don't know if that's going to stick around for the rest of the town. Willow Creek. The rest of Willow Creek probably won't truly stick to that, but I wanted this starter neighborhood to at least. I keep losing my train of thought. Why am I so bad at this? What was I saying? I don't remember at all what I was saying. I have no idea. But anyway, I had to mess around with it, I guess you could say, a lot, because I didn't want it to be too big, but I didn't want it to be too small either. And I, like, you can see it now. It's not my favorite house shape from the front. I think it looks really pretty. From the side, I'm like, it could use some work. So if anyone has any suggestions to make it look like a hair better, that would be kind of cool. Or like if you download it from the gallery and you rebuild it and it looks nice, like definitely let me know, because I'd love to see that. I mean, do that for any of my builds. If you download any of my builds and like rebuild them or redecorate them, would love to see that. Just let me know and I'd totally check it out. But, oh, I remember what I was saying. As I was building this, I flip-flopped a lot between like styles or what I wanted things to look like, because I haven't played with The Sims in this house like too much. So I knew what they were. Obviously, doctor, artist, teenage daughter. I knew what they were, but I didn't have like personalities in my mind for them. So it was a little difficult to come up with like house design for them, because I'm like, what would these people want? Because whenever I finish this, if you download my save file, I want you to be able to visit the townies or play with the townies, and based on their houses, really get a sense of for like who they are as people. Because I mean, how are you supposed to know what they're like? Because if you're not playing with them, you don't see their dynamic, you don't see their skills, you don't see all that stuff. So you get a sense of who they are as Sims. I almost call them people. I mean, I guess they technically are people. You don't get a sense of who they are as people until you see their house. And I feel like this one especially shows off who they are as people. Like, I'm actually really happy with how it turned out, because I think it's like a nice combination of the two Sims that mainly live here, like the parents. It's like, it's updated, so you can tell that maybe like they got some money and they decided to update it, but it's also very much them, because it's got kind of like a clean traditional type style, but you can tell the artist wife has thrown in a little bit of like her flair to it. And my favorite room is actually the study, which is the first room that I do, like the study, the office, whatever you want to call it, because I don't know, I am obsessed with the way that room turned out. And like, I have never done a room like that, because I don't actually usually build offices or like studies or art rooms in any of my builds. And I don't know why. I don't usually use any of like the art stuff. Like, I don't use the artist easel or anything like that in my own current games. I usually use them a lot in builds because they're good filler space things. Just saying, wink wink. But I had to use one for this build because of the artist's wife. And I don't know. I'm really happy with the way the room turned out, because it's like a nice space where the wife could work and the husband could work, because like the husband could be like writing his medical journals or something, whatever that is. I don't know anything about medical careers, but he could be like typing stuff up or doing research on the computer, and the wife could be standing there in front of him, you know, looking cute, doing her paintings. And then, you know, it's a cute little family. Okay, it's a cute little family. All right, it's just cute, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. And what else is my favorite? I don't know, I like this house in general like a lot, because it's a different style than what I usually go for, like color wise. The house build style is something that I definitely would do, but the colors are something that I usually don't do. I shy away from browns a lot, like browns and beiges. Not a huge fan of. I don't know why. Why am I not a fan of brown? I think I said this, I wrote this as a comment on one of the Sim Supplies videos. I think it was his like 70s or 90s like house build. And it was just all beige. And I think maybe that's why I don't like beige, because I grew up in like the 90s and early 2000s when beige everything was 100% a trend. Like, maybe that's why I don't like beige, is because I grew up with nothing but beige. So now that I'm older, I'm like, no, please Get rid of the beige. I don't want anything to do with brown. Although, now that I say that, it's kind of funny because my actual bedroom that I sleep in has beige walls, beige carpet. It's got a beige comforter. It's pretty beige in here. I'm like looking around now. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty beige in my bedroom. It started out like I have gray furniture. So I don't know what happened. I started out with gray furniture and all of a sudden my room turned beige. It's like beige and yellow and gold. Wow. I'm a hypocrite. Say that I don't like beige and all of a sudden I'm in a beige bedroom. Although I will say when I move out on my own, I think that my house would be mostly gray with like dark floors and some accent walls. Like I actually saw a picture. Actually, it wasn't a picture. It was a video of Mr. Kate's like living room. They have this one accent wall where their TV is in the living room. That is absolutely gorgeous. Like I saw it and my jaw like dropped because it was so pretty. It's got a black wall and it's got this really, really cool black, like simplistic modern clock with like a gold rim. I guess you could call it gold rim and like gold second hands and like hour markers, but it's like super simple. And since it's got a black background, it just matches so perfectly with that black wall. And then they have these two really cool bookshelves on the side of it. And then this like TV stand all in this really pretty, natural, cool looking wood. It just, and they've got like pretty plants on their little bookshelves. It's just, oh my God, it's so pretty. Like that is my style to a T. Like, I feel like if I had to give my style, I wouldn't give it a name. If I had to give it a theme, it would be gray and white with splashes of color. And by color I mean like dark colors. Like I really like either dark colors like black or like navy blue, or really cool colors like orange, or I would do like a coral wall. No yellow. I don't like yellow walls. What other colors would I do? Not green. Not a fan of green. I'm mainly thinking orange, coral. I don't want red. We used to have a red wall in our house and I didn't like it. I hated it. What else would I do? Definitely shades of blue. Ooh, like a teal, blue, green. That would be cool. Ooh, I like that idea. What else would I do? Oh my goodness. Now I really want to, the main reason I would move out is just so I could paint the walls whatever color I want and just have fun with that. Because I'm already like wanting to redo my room again and I think someone would murder me if I did that. Maybe if I just get new furniture, that'll make me feel better. Because I don't like this furniture I have. I don't know what mood I was in when I bought this furniture, but it's very like traditional and I painted it gray to try and give it like an updated twist. But now when I look at it, I'm like, this isn't my style at all. Like I have pictures of stuff that I saw at IKEA that like 100% is my style. And there's this stuff because I think I'm getting sick. Don't mind me. But my style in terms of furniture is definitely like industrial. Oh, I found it. I found the name of what my actual style is. So like if you wanted to Google it, hold on. It's called I think it's called Transitional Industrial Design. Okay, let me look at images and make sure that's it. Oh heck yeah, that's it. So if you want to know what my design preferences is, I don't know like if you care, but if you look up Transitional Industrial, that's me to a T. It's like if you took industrial like loft living and put it in the suburbs. Like, that, I mean, right? Like that's the best way to describe it. If you Google it and you see it, you'll be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like if you took industrial loft living and put it in the suburbs, that's transitional industrial. So it's like industrial, but livable, and not super transitional where it's like reminds me of old people, but it's like, you know, transitional, but make it millennial. Oh God. That sounds so bad. This is what happens when I have long videos. I just go off on tangents that like don't make any sense. Oh, in this video, look, see, here's another tangent coming. This video should be coming out right after like Christmas, but before New Year. So this is probably like my last video of 2018. That's crazy. I wonder how many videos I posted in 2018. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But I know this channel is coming up on 200 videos that I've posted. Isn't that crazy? Also, in February is going to be, what, like 4 years on YouTube? Hold on, I have it written down. I'll find it. Where is it? I wrote it down somewhere. Why can't I find it? Hold on. I know I wrote this down. Oh, it's way down here. My first video was on February 17th of 2016. 2017, 2018, 2019. Yeah, so in February, this coming February, it'll be 3 years on YouTube and 200 videos. That's not a lot of videos for being on YouTube for 3 years, because I know people who have done way more than that. Like Chris, MCG family, if you're listening, I know you have done so many videos. And me and her started around roughly the same time. But no, I get demotivated sometimes and I keep taking breaks. I can't help it. It's just who I am. I can't help it. I take breaks, because if I don't take breaks, then I get bored and I'm like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. Actually, I've been in a phase recently. Oh god, my nose is getting so stuffy. Please excuse me. Don't mind me. I get in phases where I don't feel like playing anything, and if I force myself to play, it's like not good. And if you've been around on my channel for any amount of time, you'll probably have noticed that, where like I'll do really, really good at posting like 2 or 3 videos a week for like a couple weeks, and then all of a sudden it's like I don't post anything for 3 weeks, and it's like, what are you doing? And it's like, well, I don't know. I got burnt out, and I haven't figured out how to like balance that yet. And I don't think I'm getting burnt out on YouTube. I don't think it's YouTube's fault that I'm getting burnt out. I think I get burnt out because I do have a regular like 9 to 5 job. I think that's what burns me out. I don't like my job. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it. I don't like having a desk job where I sit and do the same thing every single day. It kind of drives me up a wall. So that's why I do YouTube. It gives me like something to do when I come home or on the weekends. But I think that's why I get burnt out, is because I get so, it's like, it sounds weird when you say that you get tired from working a desk job, because like I'm not doing anything physical, but it still makes me tired. So the time I get home, I just don't feel like doing anything other than like laying in bed. But I've been working on that, thanks to Chris and Jess. They've been like forcing me to not just come home and lay in bed, which is nice. But I've allowed myself to have one day where I do that, where I just come home and I don't do anything. Like I come home, I work out, I eat, and then I lay in bed. I call it No Tech Tuesday. Well, actually, I didn't come up with the name. Chris came up with the name No Tech Tuesday. And it's just basically because Tuesdays are usually my worst days when it comes to like my mental health. For some reason, I don't know why, but I was like tracking when my bad days were, and it was usually Tuesday. I think it's probably just because Mondays I can usually deal with, but by the end of Monday, and then when you wake up on Tuesday, you're just like, oh my god, like it's only Tuesday. And then by the time I get home, I'm like, and I'm kind of over it. So Tuesdays are my worst days, and I've accounted for that. And I think that's kind of a really important thing. This is a weird tangent to go into a speed build video, but I think that's a really important thing to like recognize what causes your bad days or when your bad days are, and then do something about it. Like do something that works for you. So what works for me is like making Tuesday my day where I disconnect and don't do anything, and I don't feel obligated to do anything, and that works for me. It's been working for me, and I like that. But maybe you're the opposite. Maybe you have to force yourself to do something on your bad days, you know? Maybe that works for you. You have to figure out what works for you, and then like what makes you happy and all that stuff. So No Tech Tuesdays, that's what I do every other day. I've kind of gotten into a schedule now, where like I stream on Sundays with Chris, and then Mondays I work forever. I get home at like 6. So I usually try to like edit videos on Monday, because by the time I get home, I'm not going to record a video, but I'm not going to do anything else. So I try and make myself edit a video. And then on Tuesdays, I just completely disconnect. On Wednesdays, I try to stream either by myself or with Chris. And then on Thursdays, I usually try to either edit or record, depending on what I have going on. Fridays are nice, because Fridays I try to make, or recently I've tried to make Fridays like game nights with friends, Fridays and Saturday nights, because that's usually when people are around, and that's really nice. So that gives you a good break on the weekends. And then Saturdays and Sundays I like to try and record stuff. So I don't know. I don't think you really cared about my life schedule, but I just told you about it, you know, because why not? Maybe you go through the same thing I go through, and maybe my schedule would help you. I don't know. Schedules for me really work. Not like a YouTube posting schedule. I tried to have a posting schedule before on YouTube, and that burnt me out quicker than anything I've ever experienced, because then I felt like forced. Sorry, my nose is getting really stuffy. It probably sounds like I'm crying, but I'm not. I promise. I think I'm just getting sick. I'm pretty sure I'm getting sick. But forcing myself to upload on a certain day or at certain times didn't work for me, because then I felt forced to either play games or make content, and I just wasn't into it. And it is to my detriment because of like YouTube algorithm. If you don't upload a lot or if you don't upload consistently, you get pushed to the bottom, which sucks. But I'm not going to sacrifice my mental health for YouTube. Like, sorry, I'm just not going to do it, especially since it's like I don't make money from YouTube. This isn't my job. It's just a side hobby. It's something I do for fun. It's something I do for entertainment. It's something I do to keep me sane. It's something I do to entertain you guys. Like, so I'm not going to force myself to do something just to keep up with YouTube's algorithm when YouTube isn't doing anything for me. Like, maybe if I did YouTube as like a full-time job, I would feel like slightly more obligated to upload more often. But I think even then it's like, no, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to make this work on my own terms versus forcing myself to do something. Because once I set like a very definitive schedule to something, like all of a sudden I don't feel like doing it. And I don't know why. I don't know. I've always been like that, like with homework or like when I was in school or like with getting certain things done at my job. Like if I set a definitive time to do something, I don't feel like doing it. I kind of have to do it when the moment strikes. Like if I feel like doing it, then I'll do it. And I usually do a pretty good job at it and get it done in time. But if I'm like, okay, I have to sit down on Tuesday and record this video and edit it on Wednesday and post it on Thursday or yada, 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 because I tried that. If I do that, it works for maybe like a month max, and then I'm over it. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't feel like doing this anymore. So I've stopped doing that, and I'm much happier now. My YouTube analytics are not happier now, but I'm happier now. So hopefully you appreciate that. If you've made it this far in the video, I hope you appreciate that. Because let's be honest, if you made it this far in the video, then you actually want to be here. Maybe you've muted me. I don't know. Do people do that? When you watch speed builds, do you mute people? And also, if you do mute people, you're probably not listening to this anyway. So I guess this question's kind of irrelevant. But I don't know. I don't mute people when I watch speed builds just because I like to hear what they have to say, whether they're talking about the speed build or they're talking about like what's going on in their life. Like I kind of like a little mix of both. Like if you had issues like with your build and you had a way to solve it, I like hearing that. Or if you just want to talk about your life, I like hearing that too. That's why my videos are usually, it seems like, a mix of both, especially these longer ones, because I run out of things to talk about on my build. I mean, in the video, or in the beginning of the video, when most people are still around listening, I talk about the actual build and like any issues I had with it or any inspiration. That way I get that out of the way. And then after that, it's mainly just, it's like therapy for me. I just sit and talk about whatever. And my nose is getting so stuffy. Does this happen to anybody else? Like, if you talk a lot, does your nose get stuffy? Because that happens to me all the time. And it's like, it's a real problem. Because in school, when I was in like high school and college, if I had a presentation and I had to talk for more than like 10 or 15 minutes, it all of a sudden sounds like I was like deathly ill or crying like I do right now, because my nose just gets so stuffy. Like it's just this weird thing that's always happened to me if I talk too long, and I'm like, I don't get it. But also before I recorded this video, I had like a sneeze attack. I sneezed probably like 10 to 15 times in a row, and that's also usually how I know that I'm going to get sick, or at least a cold is on its way, because once you start sneezing, that's when you know you're in trouble. But I'm kind of not surprised, because the weather around here lately has been a little wild. Like it's been either like really warm one day and then the next day it's cold and there's like frost in your car, and like obviously you're gonna get sick if that starts happening, like clearly. So, you know, it's just, I hope you appreciate my stuffy nose, because I can't do anything about it. Should I go back to talking about this house for the last like little bit? It is on the gallery. It's definitely on the gallery. It's been on the gallery for quite some time. So if you follow me on the gallery, you've probably already seen it. Maybe, cross my fingers, maybe you've downloaded it. I have no idea. I mean, I hope you've downloaded it. I did leave, because I did this shortly after Seasons came out, I did leave that kind of like attic type space, because I like the idea of putting like the Christmas or like seasonal decorations in like an attic versus putting them in like your household inventory. I don't know, just it seems more realistic to me. Also, I did landscape, I did a little landscape on the front of the house, which you'll see, and I did landscape the side yard, but I did it off camera because I don't know if you could tell, but I was having issues with MC Command Center. It kept like popping up this error and causing issues. So I had to close down my game and like restart it and take out the mods and whatnot. But I did do the side yard. You could see it here in the pictures. I definitely did the side yard, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of proud of my landscaping in the side yard because, again, if you've been around for any amount of time, you know that I hate landscaping. So the fact that I was able to do that in a way that I'm really content with is kind of nice. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy these screenshots. I'm really proud of this house. I like it. It's not what I intended on building, but it's what came out, and I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I'm glad I forced myself to use beige, even though I claim to hate beige, but I'm a hypocrite because I have beige in my house. But yeah, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below, and I will catch you in the next one.